The Scarlet Witch in general is just a great
But it's
character.
only for that. But it's only for that universe. Like because she can.
Not even for just that universe.
The Infinity Gauntlet wouldn't work.
Yeah, it would.
No, the Infinity Gauntlet only works in the universe it's created. That is Marvel lore. How do you not know that?
I'm gonna have to fact check you on that.
In the death battle video with Thanos versus Darkseid, and the fact that Thanos can never be Darkseid because Darkseid doesn't exist in any one universe. He exists in his own separate universe, and every instance of him is a projection. So the Infinity Gauntlet is completely useless.
That makes sense.
The only time it was negated was in the What If story, where Ultron took over all the stones, and he was able to break through the multiverse and still have that power because I don't know. It's a What If story. It's not canon. But
technically the What If stories are canon now because they're multiverse.
But they don't connect to the MCU yet. They haven't done that.
Yeah, they did.
They haven't brought there's no character from that series that's jumped over to the MCU yet.
Are you sure about that?
Yeah, and don't say it's Doctor Strange. That's the different Doctor Strange.
It's Doctor Strange.
It is Doctor Strange. It is.
That's not the same.
It is also Captain Carter.
Okay, just because there's Captain Carter and What If doesn't make it that Captain Carter. It's a multiverse. There's multiple.
That Sinister Strange is the exact same Doctor Strange from the What If series, and he literally go back and watch What If. I guarantee you'll see it.
I don't need to. I remember exactly what happened. It's not the same guy. It's a different one. There's no fucking way he would have ended up there. He's still trapped fighting Ultron. There's no way he could have broken out. So
that's for now.
Strange.
Wait till What If season 2 comes out. I bet you it'll continue that story.
It wouldn't make any sense because you said he's the same one in the movie. So then he would have had to go into the movie, whatever he was doing there, and then back to fighting Ultron with the Infinity.
You're looking too linearly at that story.
It doesn't matter.
It doesn't have to be linear to
later on and be like, oh, this is the same guy. No,
yeah, because the second season of What If doesn't necessarily have to take place after the Doctor Strange movie. No, because there are tons of movies in the MCU that happen after a certain thing happened. Black Widow happens after or in between Civil War and Infinity War. But it actually got played after between Infinity War got played after Endgame. So there was a story there that happened before that wasn't played through chronologically correctly in the way that it was released. There's even a couple other ones too that are not chronologically at the same time that were released before and after. Why is that so hard for you to believe? Please tell me why is that so hard to believe? Why is it so hard for you to admit that you're wrong?
Because I'm not wrong in this instance.
Here. How many MCU movies exist out of... I don't even know how to word that question.
Oh, cool.
We are diverting from the main argument.
The main argument is the Scarlet Witch is an Omega level mutant, and she's super. She's super massive strong.
But she didn't.
And if you gave her the Darkhold, she would have got taken over anyways. And then you would have given an Omega level mutant to a dark power to control all sorts of stuff. And then what? If Doctor Strange saw that the one path was that means that if they had gone any other path, they would have lost in some way, shape, or form. It doesn't mean necessarily. I don't think it necessarily means that Thanos would have ended up winning. It might have been that Thanos lost, but somebody else stepped in to take his place and became the big bad evil guy at the end of it. It doesn't have to necessarily revolve around Thanos if you think about it.
Oh, okay.
Whatever. Point is, I don't fucking care.
I'm not gonna let you talk shit on my Scarlet Witch. Scarlet Witch is the shit.
I don't give a shit about that fucking character. Falcon Winter Soldier was better. That was the main argument.
Wow.
You know why? Because it actually dealt with the realistic issues that come with being a black person holding up the shield of America and how Isaiah was shit on at the same time Steve Rogers was not. I like how real they got with that, and they didn't leave that comic out because that was a very important comic that people read, and I glanced over it before I got to watching the TV show. That to me is more of a better storytelling thing than fucking Wanda learning about how she can't cope with the death of Vision and all this other bullshit.
It's not
Like,
just
I don't-
her not coping with the death of Vision. It's literally a power scale series for her. It literally
Really don't-
scales the power of her and shows just
not
how
interesting.
massive she is.
She's not interesting.
I guess.
Well,
movies-
obviously she
The
is if she's
movie
a character.
sucked. Like, I don't care about Agatha and the Coven. I don't give a shit about that side story either.
That side story is going to be great because I guarantee you that's where Mephisto's going to show up.
I care about Loki season 2. I care about fucking Armor Wars. That's going to be
Armor
awesome.
Wars, I guarantee you, is probably not going to be that great.
Why the fuck not?
It probably won't. It's going to be what, Riri, and it's going to be War Machine.
Rihanna?
Yeah,
War
not
Machine
yes,
is badass.
Rihanna. No, it's going to be
Rihanna's
War
badass.
Machine and what's her face? What is her name? Ironheart. It'll be about them, and it'll be cool.
Same person.
It'll be cool. Riri is Ironheart.
Yeah, then why did you say both? It's
Well, because I referred to her by her
Same person.
superhero name. Okay, just sue me. The point is
I
that
can't. I don't have money.
Armor Wars will probably be cool.
Secret Invasion
Civil
is
War.
going to be badass.
Oh yeah, Secret Invasion for sure is going to be badass. But that again is another House of M's like level storyline.
I
That
don't
is
know
a
what the fuck that means.
that is a WandaVision, quote unquote,
okay.
WandaVision level storyline.
Echo's going to be shit because I don't give a fuck about that character.
Why do you?
Not
Why don't you
important
care
at
about
all.
some of the most important characters the MCU are going to have?
Is she important? She's not. She's a deaf person.
She's going to
that
tie back
is a-
into the
is a
Kingpin
martial artist.
existing.
What
She's
do you
going
do?
to tie in to the Kingpin existing, and that tie into the Kingpin existing is going to tie into the next Spider-Man stories.
I care.
This is going to go down to the Marvel Universe superheroes that exist on the New York level, which
That's
means
like asking me to care about Scorpion and not, which I don't, because that's a shitty character. I care more about
what?
Venom as a character. Okay, so
Scorpion's cool. Matt Gargan's great. Matt
He's
Gargan
weird.
gets venomized eventually at one point too.
well, that's
Wait,
cool.
get over
Like,
here?
No. Other Scorpion. You know what we're talking
Spider-Man.
about. The other
He looks like
Scorpion.
an actual
No idea.
Scorpion with a costume and shit.
Yeah, the green one.
Yeah, he's ugly. Ironheart, stupid. Zero interest in that. The Marvels, zero interest in that. Oh wait, that's not a TV show. Daredevil Born Again. Obviously, I'm interested in that 'cause I want to see
He's-
how they rewrite
I
everything.
don't get how you're excited for Daredevil Born Again, but you're not excited for fucking like Echo. They're gonna
because Daredevil's a badass. Echo is boring.
They're
I
literally
couldn't care
gonna-
less about her character.
I guarantee you Daredevil's gonna show up in that series before Born Again happens. He has to because he is intricately tied into Wilson Fisk. And Echo works with him a lot when he fights against the Kingpin.
Okay, I'm gonna mention movies now because fuck it, Phase 5, whatever. Captain America, New World Order. Excited for that.
Might be good.
I don't
Thunderbolts.
know
Couldn't give a shit.
what you're all talking about.
Blade,
We're talking
I
about
do
the
give a
MCU
shit.
movies.
I
Yeah,
know I don't
Phase
know
5 and
anything.
6.
Well, you'll learn today, Uni. You're gonna learn with
Deadpool
us.
3, obviously that's going to be sexy because Hugh Jackman's back. Fantastic Four, I'm crying inside because I don't think they can ever make a successful movie considering they haven't so far. And then the Avengers itself movies, I'm obviously interested in seeing those because those are going to be badass. But yeah, I'm not interested for everything. Just the ones I mentioned.
You don't have to be interested for everything, but when you come at me, you're gonna have to come correct.
I'm gonna come on you.
You gotta come correct because this is the For the
No.
Geeks podcast. Where once
You know
every
what?
couple of weeks we sit around and argue about the dumbest
Fucking
shit we can
shit.
fucking find, no matter what. I don't know what Uni's doing, but we're gonna let it be.
Your nose.
Do you have a septum ring? Oh, you do have a
Yeah.
septum ring. Oh my
What
god.
are you doing with a
Listen.
hanger piece?
Oh man. Joining me
It's a-
today on the
fucking
podcast
wire
is
mustache.
Chris Seger and Uni Cat 21. Welcome, guys.
God.
I hope you guys are enjoying this. This was the
Why'd you
longest.
say her
This is probably the
handle?
longest cold open we've had, and I had
Why'd you
to.
say her-
But
why'd you say her handle?
I called you Seeger.
No, you said Chris Seeger.
Oh, did I?
But you said
Oh,
her
shit.
handle, and I'm like,
No,
she's
I
been
like
here
my handle.
before. Her real name.
She likes-
Said,
she-
I like my handle.
She likes her
more.
handle. She wants to go by her
Oh.
handle. If you want me
Well,
to call you
fine.
Seeger VFX, I'll call you Seeger VFX.
motherfucker, use my real name. My real name's already
Sniffles.
out
I
there.
know. I'm sorry.
I'm gonna fucking come on your face. Okay.
Anyways,
Shit.
everyone caught us in the middle of a heated debate. And I would love if anybody in the comments could sit here and explain to this idiot why Scarlet Witch is a badass and Captain America will get his ass kicked.
DC's better anyway, so suck my dick.
Oh my god, I don't even want to hear that. We're not starting the comic wars like that. Oh, oops, I found a treasure chest.
Wow.
Anyways,
Nerd. Fucking A.
Marvel's Phase 5 and 6 are going to be great. I just finished watching Ant-Man Quantumania this weekend, and I have to say, it's actually
awesome.
not bad. It's not great.
You see?
It's not great, but it's not bad.
It's not a 10. It's great. I like it. It's cool.
I find it hard to call it an 8, to be fair. I think it sits at a 7. I think it sits at a 7. It's good. Yeah. If you're going 7 out of 10, if we're going by our scale through the 5 out of 5 bullshit, I'm going to give it a 3 as being good.
It's
not okay, but it's good. 3 out of 5.
It starts for Phase 5. It's a nice start and introduction to the villain.
It's a good introduction to the villain, but that villain carried a lot of the plot, which really made me sad. So I was just like,
the actor's great too.
Jonathan Majors is cool. If you guys don't know he's going to be in Creed 3, I'm going to go watch it this weekend. It should be pretty cool.
He was also in a pilot movie. I forgot what it's called. It started with D or whatever.
D's nuts.
Oh my god.
Wow, you're stupid.
Oh my god.
You're here talking about how you're going to come on Yaya's face.
Yes, thank you.
Devotion. Yeah, but he's my cousin, so it's okay.
No, that makes it even worse. I'm telling you. Nobody believes me when I say this.
I don't believe you anyway.
Alabama.
No, California. Yeah.
That's what we say. But okay, so
wait.
What?
What?
She said wait.
She did say wait, so that's why I said
I didn't
what?
say anything.
We're waiting.
You said wait.
You said wait.
I didn't say wait.
I'm pretty sure you said wait.
2 versus 1, you lose. So we're waiting.
Oh Jesus.
I don't know what to tell you.
Oh, excuse me.
I curse you.
I still got sniffles.
Where?
Right here.
Okay.
Everywhere I'm sneezing. Basically there.
Bless you.
Thank you.
Now we can get to the main topics.
I mean, we're starting with this topic. I'm not letting this go.
What topic?
I thought we were going to go over the movies. Uni doesn't know the movies, so we're going to help her.
Go over games and shit, and I'm just bitching about fucking MCU because you in the corner up in here for some reason stopped before Civil War. The hell is wrong with you?
She said, in her defense, she said she watched it.
No. Her logic didn't make sense because she said she watched all Loki, and that together is about 2 Marvel movies in length combined back to back. So she could have watched two Marvel movies.
I guess so. It's 6 episodes, right? Or is it 8 episodes?
I think it's 8.
I don't remember.
I don't know. Well, like an hour long.
Each episode was like 45 minutes, 45 times 5. I don't know.
There's 6 episodes.
Oh, 6. They're about 45 to an hour long. Yeah, I guess 2 Marvel movies.
2 movies back to back ish.
It started because I said I haven't watched it after Civil War.
Yeah.
And I only watched Loki, and I only watched. I haven't watched Ant-Man.
You haven't seen any of the Ant-Man.
The Ant-Man movies are actually really good.
The first one's great. The second one's all right. It's not terrible. I liked it. And the third one obviously is awesome.
Yeah.
There's a third one?
That's the one that just came out.
Oh, I thought that was part 2.
No. Ant-Man and the Wasp is the second one.
Oh yeah, okay. I think I remember that one.
Yeah,
I haven't seen it, but I remember.
We could go into depth on this review for it, but we're not going to because this isn't a screencast.
No.
This isn't a movie podcast, and I don't know if we're ever going to get to start that, but we'll eventually figure that out.
Because I love movies.
Yeah, it would be nice. But it's a lot of planning and a lot of time, and that means you'd have to watch movies you don't necessarily want to go out of your way to watch immediately.
Like what?
I don't know. I can't think of one right now. The Whale with Brendan Fraser.
What are you fucking talking about?
The Banshees of Inisherin.
Never heard of it. Well, no, I only heard of it because you talked about it.
Huh? What? I didn't hear what Uni said. She like whispered into the
I said Avatar.
Oh yeah, Avatar. There, exactly.
No,
see, you're not will.
I've seen it.
That's
I'm willing to bite my dick and watch Apple stuff like fucking Mythic Quest. And Simon hates me because I'm not giving them any money. I'm like, I don't give a shit. You have Rob McElhenney in there. It's an epic TV show on Apple, unfortunately.
For literally one person. One person makes it an epic TV show.
No, sorry. And the guy who used to play, what's his name? Creed, the homeless guy in Always Sunny. He's also in there.
Oh, I know what you're talking about.
Yeah, the whole he's in there.
Creed from The Office. Remember the old white gentleman that with like the
writing of Mythic Quest is perfect because it's literally about the gaming industry and how they go about handling their biggest MMO ever, or the biggest MMO ever, called Mythic Quest. And yeah, that one people should definitely check out. That one's a fucking awesome TV show.
I have to watch that. I've gotten around to it, but
you would like it.
But yeah, like as a perfect example, Uni, thank you so much. You're the best. You, Sniffles, would have to sit through movies that you obviously don't care about, but you would have to be sitting through them and actually give a legitimate, real thing without your hateful bias.
That's really easy to do, as hateful as I am, because I did that. I learned how to do that in college because I took film courses and I had to watch a bunch of shit. And I sat there and I deconstructed it for assignments. Now, the only movies I have seen that I have watched, there's only one movie I've actually walked out on. And that was Street Fighter Legend of Chun-Li. It was so bad I walked out halfway through the movie.
I watched the whole thing and I wish I hadn't. It was pretty bad.
You see? I watched the whole thing of Dragon Ball Evolution. I wish I walked out on that movie.
The newest one that came out?
No. The old live action one, remember?
Oh, God.
You remember
I've
that?
seen that?
Yeah, that one was bad.
It's the worst movie ever made.
It could have been good, but
confusing.
I don't know if it was so much confusing or if it was just, people not taking the whole thing seriously.
Yeah, that's why it was confusing, because this was like, what are you doing here?
Yeah.
Why are
you don't even go to school here.
You don't even go here.
But yeah, no, I can watch terrible movies, even though, Avatar 2 made $2 billion. I don't give a fuck. That doesn't make it a great movie.
Oh my God. Coming from the guy who was claiming to me in the messages saying Hogwarts Legacy sold 12 million. Oh my God, it's going to be game of the year.
Hold on. I'm not done yet. I said, just because it has the money doesn't make it successful. If you notice, how many Oscar nominations does it have compared to Top Gun, for example?
I don't know.
It has one. It has it has.
No. We're gonna go to the sheet right now. We're going to the sheet.
And then it's nominated for best VFX, which it'll probably win that one. It's not going to win movie of the year. Yeah, Oscars. How many Oscars is nominated for?
Let's see.
I haven't fucking seen
getting it. I'm getting it. Give me a second. You got best picture, best visual effects, best production design, and best sound. So that's 4 versus Top Gun Maverick, which of course it will have more.
And Top Gun Maverick also won recent awards as well at a different award show. I can't remember what it was called, but I saw it on
Oh, Jesus. It's not. There are 6 categories for Oscars. I don't know why it started showing me all the other stuff. Google, you're really biased. That's not cool.
Use Bing. Yeah, right.
Yeah, right. Bing sucks ass. Who uses Bing? Who actually uses Bing?
Google.
Uncle Neil.
Oh, Jesus.
He's very pro Microsoft.
But it's a terrible search engine. I'd rather use Yahoo than Bing.
Ew.
That's how bad I don't like Bing.
That shit is old too.
Might as well just use Ask Jeeves at this point. Honestly.
That's a classic. No, but again, going back to the whole thing with the numbers, I'm like, yeah. It doesn't make it great because the first one, it had good numbers. The story was terrible because it was, again, Dances with Wolves and Pocahontas with aliens. It took 3 fucking hours to tell that story. It was visually amazing.
Oh my God.
It's true.
The story was a yawn fest.
Let's not fight the truth of the matter where it really was just Dances with Wolves plus Pocahontas, the first one. But the second one is a lot different from that. It's definitely got a lot more depth in its characters and its overarching story plot lines than the first one did.
But the problem is, for people like me who saw the first one, because it was that bad, it doesn't matter how great the story is at the second. It carries over all the hatred. Like, the characters are the same. Jake.
I mean,
Sully,
vaguely,
whatever the fuck his name is, he's the same person as he was in the first. He matured 10 years, but he's still Jake.
He's matured a lot. He's changed a lot in the way he thinks.
Yeah, he's a parent. But still, if I didn't care enough in the first movie, the second one's not going to make me change my mind.
It
just isn't.
That's how fair. But
I need a good first impression.
at the end of the day, you can't just let the first impression give you the bad. Like, you have to give the second shot a chance. Like, if they had done the Street Fighter Chun-Li movie and then gone to do the Ryu one afterwards that they talked about and it had been better, I would have said the same thing. I'd be like, you know what? They started off on the wrong foot, but they made up for it with the second one. There are plenty of instances in both film, video games, and all sorts of media where the first step wasn't necessarily the best step. It was a step,
I know that.
but it wasn't the best. And then the sequel comes out and it's a fucking smash hit. It's a huge, huge thing. Like, you know, A New Hope was not as successful as The Empire Strikes
I was
Back.
going to say that.
Like-
Empire Strikes Back is the #1 sequel ever
Yeah,
made.
Exactly.
Basically.
And it again, it has a lot to do with the director and everything, but like that movie,
Yeah, because it wasn't Lucas.
those two were like way different in what they were. And
Yeah, it
it
was much
happens all the
darker.
time. So like, you can't just, again, I'm using that as an example, as the first Avatar might have sucked a little bit. And it might have been really,
Yeah, but the difference is here with me with Star Wars, I liked A New Hope. It's not 10 out of 10. It was great. I gave it a solid 8. And then we go to Empire, solid 9.5, right there. Avatar, I gave that shit a 3. Avatar 2, I don't need to see it. because the
Avatar
number
was
3
not a
just
3.
brutal.
I
To
don't know.
me,
man.
it was a 3.
That is an unnecessarily
story.
ruthless and overly
harsh
critical credit. Yeah.
I'm critical. I'm not going to hold
Yeah,
back.
but that's
The
like
fuck?
that is not the right kind of critical. I think 3 is just you're
I give it a 3.
discounting a
Yeah.
lot of the things in it.
It took 3. It was 3 hours long. So 1 point per hour of boredom that I had to sit through. Again, I'm used to deconstructing a movie down to everything, and it was I didn't like it. But I saw it a long time ago once. I don't need to see it again. It's
I
terrible.
cannot wait to see the hate comments that you get for this.
Hey, comments. Nobody fucking comments here. My coworker does.
People comment all the
Bitches at
time.
me.
I have seen the comments.
I know what you're talking
Yeah.
about.
I read the comments because they make me laugh, even when people are talking shit.
Well, fuck those people anyway. They'll talk shit.
It's okay.
But-
A comment's a comment. It doesn't matter. Whether you're hating or you're supporting, a comment's still a comment. It's gonna give us attention, and it's gonna add to analytics. Like, at the end of the day, publicity.
At the end of the day,
At the end of the day, publicity is publicity, and that's all
at
that
the end of
matters.
the day, you need to watch more Marvel movies.
That too.
You need to watch Pandora too. I mean,
Pandora
Avatar?
too.
I keep saying Pandora. You need to watch Avatar.
You know what?
too.
If she watches more Marvel movies, you got to watch Avatar too.
I will watch
That's
every
only
single
fair.
Marvel movie.
That's
but you
only
have to
fair.
watch- I'll do it. I have time now. Just-
Because I have time too. I'm not paying money.
We
I'll
don't
pirate
support pirating. Just to say that.
I don't give a
We're
shit.
gonna throw that
the
shit out
graphics
there.
are gonna be horrible, and you're gonna be like, "Ugh, it's so shitty."
Yeah,
But
that's
no
true.
shit.
I don't
No
give a fuck.
shit.
I watch Ant-Man and
Honestly,
the Lost Quantumania on my computer.
Bro, I watched it in IMAX. It was worth it.
Good for
I
you.
will
I'm
buy
not
you a
paying
ticket.
$16 to go
I
see
will buy him a
movie
ticket
anymore.
too. I will go halves on the ticket with you, Uni,
I'm not gonna do
I'll
that.
just
get
so
him
he
for
can
free.
watch it in IMAX. IMAX.
IMAX.
IMAX.
What is going on
3D,
today?
4D.
It's a
bro?
it's a long day,
Courtney?
dude.
The
It's a
fuck?
long day.
long
It's
day. It's a
Monday.
Monday.
Yeah, of the long ass
I'm not
Monday.
sick anymore, so I feel fine. What are you
You're
on
not
about?
sick. Everyone else is still dying.
That's your weak ass immune system talking, then, Johnny boy.
I'm fine
That's what
now.
I gotta say.
Yeah,
This
exactly.
is edible.
Wow.
What do you mean? Wow! It is
How
9:30.
bold of you.
Wow.
Bold
Wow.
like these nuts.
Bold like Owen Wilson. Speaking of
You
it,
just burped in the microphone. What do you mean? Ew.
I
Mhm.
can't wait for Loki
It's just
season
you
2,
giggle.
guys.
Mhm.
Cannot wait. Loki season 2 is going to be amazing.
It's gonna be awesome. It's gonna be lots of wow.
It's gonna be giving.
It is going to be giving. I don't know what it means, but I mean it.
When it gives, you feel it. It
Oh.
gives.
Oh. See, I'm learning new things every day. Life is a
I
learning
wish I did.
experience, Sniffles. You've got to accept that, and it'll be
You
happening.
have to let
I
it
don't have
in.
to
He's
accept
just like,
anything.
Yeah.
I don't have to accept shit.
Oh man.
you remind me of the dude who always used to. What is his name in Benchwarmers? He doesn't like to go outside
Oh yeah, his albino brother that hides in the closet.
and eats sunscreen.
Yeah.
I haven't seen that movie in forever.
You don't remember
Oh,
him?
you need
It
to-
was who
I saw
played him?
once.
It was that dude that plays the fairy dude on Reno 911.
Yes.
I can't remember what his name
the
is.
skate.
The skating guy,
fuck.
yeah.
Okay, I forgot the actor's name. I know who you're talking about.
Yeah, he was
He's funny.
that was funny, yeah.
He says like one of the funniest jokes.
He
I
says funny
can
things
never-
all the fucking time. He's a funny actor. He's a good
Is he
comedian.
though?
Yeah, I think so. Every time I see him in a movie, I think he's hilarious.
You're a movie.
Oh my god.
My
Oh
life
god.
feels like a movie sometimes.
Are you
Well,
a cam girl? I'm kidding.
No.
ew, dear God.
Do you see
save
this
him.
lack of hair up here?
Hey, Johnny
That
Sins
don't mean
has lack of
nothing.
Yeah, you're right.
Wait,
People
y'all-
could use plungers.
Y'all just
Thought he was a doctor.
Get it?
Oh,
oh my god.
Oh Lord. Oh, we are fast approaching those Oscars. Actually,
yeah, I know. It's.
have you gotten to
next
watch
month.
any of the other movies yet? So we can
No,
have
I'm
an
supposed to
actual
watch-
relevant conversation.
I'm supposed to watch Everything Everywhere All at Once soon with a friend.
You've literally got like
Um,
a week and a half to watch it.
I've been busy finishing Peaky Blinders when
Put
I
it
was
on
sick and I was
pause,
actually
man.
sleeping. Oh, bitch, it got 2 BAFTAs. Shut
It's
up.
not.
No.
It's not even about the BAFTAs anymore. It's just so that we can have a relevant conversation about the
Hey,
Oscars.
hey,
That's
hold
all.
on. I paused Peaky Blinders for one thing, Chainsaw Man. So fuck you.
I'm
Okay? I
mad that
told
you did it for that and you didn't watch everything everywhere all at once.
because it's
Oh, I didn't
Chainsaw
watch that.
Man. There's titties.
I
You pause for titties.
just
Hey, it's life.
my brain.
And-
I can feel the stroke coming on.
Porn is life.
Ew,
too.
don't say that.
What do you mean? Oh, the stroke. That's John.
The
that's
stroke or
gross.
the porn? I don't know.
The stroke, like the handshake.
No, the
No, I said corn. The food, corn.
Uh huh.
That's my favorite thing in the world. It's corn. You can ask any of my friends. I love corn.
I want whoever's listening to the episode to comment and actually agree or disagree whether or not you actually like corn.
It is corn. The only corn that's gross is cream corn. Salted corn is
That's
great.
the
Sweet
juice.
corn is great. Elote is great. Shut the fuck up. Corn is great.
Oh
Say
man.
it got the juice.
Say it got the juice.
You don't
No.
know the meme of the little boy who loves corn?
Oh yeah, I've seen it like once. I don't really care about it.
Oh my
Oh
god.
my
It's
god.
literally him.
Oh,
But-
yes.
Yeah.
But I do love corn. I've always loved corn.
I'm gonna pull that and auto tune the shit out of it,
My
dude.
mom, your aunt, how much I love corn. And I used to run around the house yelling it as a kid. I love corn.
Corn.
I wish I could animate things so I could animate you running around a house right now with like a corn in your hand, like going.
I got a corn. I got a corn.
Dad, I just go up to him like corn, and he's like, "What?" He didn't understand it, and then now he
It
just
was his
reciprocates
first
it.
word.
His first word was corn.
It was probably broccoli. I don't remember.
That's even sadder.
Yeah, it's disgusting. It's nasty.
I
Food.
wonder. Do you guys know what your first word actually was?
No, I have to ask my mom.
Mhm.
I want to find out. now.
Sopita.
Was it really?
Mhm.
Wow, you wanted
What is that?
soups?
Soups, basically.
Oh.
You ate a lot of soups as
Yeah.
a child, didn't you?
Yeah. I won't tell you, but yes.
I won't tell
Lol.
you.
What?
There's
You
a
sound
story I can't
devious.
tell.
Oh
Oh.
Jesus!
Yeah.
I mean, are you sure you can't tell it?
No, I'm sure my brother would kill me.
Oh Jesus! We'll censor
Oh.
your face out. I promise. I'll
Oh.
put a little pixelator over your face and do a voice changer for that specific
Yeah.
section. We won't talk,
You
so that
sound
way it's just
super
all
deep.
voice. Yeah, you'll become deep
I
throat.
just-
It'll be great.
That's
What?
It's a joke.
it's a character
No.
from what do you mean nope?
It's the guy that like ratted out on
It's a
Nixon
character-
or Reagan.
Oh.
Was it Nixon during Watergate? That's where
I'm
deep throat
saying-
came from, isn't it? I'm pretty sure.
X-Files.
Yeah, ask me that.
There's a character called Deep Throat in X-Files.
Wow.
He's
I
helping out
typed in
Fox
deep
Mulder.
throat on Google.
Yeah, good job. Holy shit, John. And I'm the one with the porn addiction.
And
Look at
the
you,
first thing
bro.
that
You
came
paused
up
for
was
boobs. Yeah.
Deep Throat King bumper sticker.
Oh, God.
What?
Internet's just a horrible place.
Oh Jesus! Maybe I'm wrong. It might have been. Oh, it is Deep Throat. Yeah, I was right.
Oh, President Nixon.
Deep Throat is the
Well.
pseudonym given to the secret informant who provided information in 1972.
Oh, so they used that for X-Files. Well, there you go. That's where I learned it.
They
was
also used it in Metal
X-Files.
Gear Solid.
I
I
learned
didn't
it
play
today.
garbage, so yeah.
You didn't?
What?
You didn't play the original Metal Gear Solid?
No,
Oh my
I don't care for
Jesus.
Metal Gear. We've been over this. I never got into it.
Well,
I got
no
into
wonder you
Splinter
didn't
Cell.
get into
Much
it. You didn't
better.
even play it.
Splinter Cell.
You missed out on one of
No
the
wonder your
greatest
first word was
trippy
broccoli.
games.
I was too young when it came out. My uncle wouldn't let me. You know him. He was anal with.
Well, sounds like it's time for
game
you
restriction.
to take your life back and play some mature games.
I do play. The first one I played was Halo.
Mature.
Mature.
No, sorry, it was Doom, Diablo, then Halo. So yeah, shut up.
Man, Doom was barely mature.
Hey, those were red pixels. Okay,
I need
lots
water.
of red
Hold on.
pixels.
Did you just lick?
No, I made the sound.
Oh.
Okay, thanks, John, for swallowing into the microphone for ASMR. Stupid ass.
We're doing ASMR every Thursday night at
That's what he was fucking doing.
10:69 p.m. Guys,
That's not a time.
I'll be there.
exactly.
So wait, what are we supposed to talk about today?
Video
Absolutely
games and
nothing
shit.
at all.
You
Tonight-
had a
Okay.
fucking list.
I did have a list, but you give two shits about it, and
Toss it out the window.
Yeah, I brought up stuff on my second monitor to talk about, except for some because I don't want to be spoiled by the content.
But what
I am here to
content?
be
What content
clueless.
was going to spoil?
The Suicide Squad video is like 8 minutes long.
It's
and I'm
all
like, I don't wanna
gameplay
watch
footage.
this.
It's literally
Yeah, I
there's
don't
no
want to be
spoilers.
spoiled.
It's a
It's
third-person
spoilers.
action game. Like, what do you want from that? It's a third-person shooter. There's
Spoil
no
something.
story giveaways in the trailer.
I looked at Synapse. That one looks cool because that's VR, right? Yeah, Synapse looks cool, and so does the Foglands. That looks pretty interesting.
Foglands
we do
looks
need
interesting,
more
but that's all,
VR
like-
games.
I was gonna say it's a VR, but the thing is that the problem with that is that it's. I know it's come. A lot of those games are coming to MetaQuest 2 as well, but it's like Sony's problem is with pushing the PSVR 2 is they're not full in on it. Just like they were with the Vita and the PSP, they don't go full in on their peripherals. They only go in on their main consoles. So what ends up happening is that those peripherals become niche types of hardware. So if you look at the price entry point, the price point, or the entry point for price for a PSVR 2, you're paying basically the same price you pay for a hard drive, a PS5 with a hard drive or a hard disk reader.
Basically,
And it's like $550 plus tax is a lot of money. And
Yeah.
the offerings you're giving with it, video game wise, is not bad. But the fact that there's no exclusivity besides of what Horizon Call of the Mountain, every other game that's on there is going to be on the MetaQuest 2 for the most part. There's Sony
Or Steam.
lacks in pushing into it, and that lack of pushing into it doesn't give a lot of excitement to the people. Even the hardcore tech geeks are going to get it just to get it. But at the end of the day, like they're going to play with it for a little bit, and they're going to go right back to their MetaQuest 2. Sony's biggest problem is that they don't go all in, and they don't prepare for that correctly.
because it's still relatively new in this gaming world of VR.
Yeah.
And we haven't gotten to a point like I mentioned this to Simon because he bought a PSVR 2 as well because he has he got a new PS5
Mm-hmm.
and he's rich. But I pointed out, I'm like, yeah, there are a lot of companies. Yes, it is. There are a lot of companies that just don't invest enough into VR itself. Like, okay, how many full games are there that are VR that exist? Hardly any. I'd say Half-Life Alyx is the perfect example of a complete game. Everything else is like a 1 to 3 hour game, and it's just like a gimmick. It's annoying because you want a full 30 to 40 hour, 50 hour game, and companies just don't do it. They're just like, we'll just put this out right here and see if people like it, and then they don't follow up with it. Like I don't get that. Like it's a huge market, and they just don't do anything anywhere on any of the VR systems.
It has a lot to do with the technology available with VR. While we're getting to a point where things are getting better, Uni, you look like you're doing bad things.
What do you think I'm doing?
Bad things.
I don't know. You're hiding your face from the camera.
I burped.
Oh, you should have burped into the camera. Exert your dominance.
That's not how that works.
No, but with the VR with the VR problems, yes, people need to put more into it. But the thing is where our technology is now, VR is still just not super accessible to the modern player. And if it's not accessible to a modern player or a modern player base, for example, the price points, like even the MetaQuest 2 is what, $450, I think, or something like that.
I got I mean, when I got it, it was Oculus Quest 2 for $300. So
yeah, that was before.
It's like $300.
Let's see. Is
I
it
got
300
it for
still? Yeah, it's
$450.
it's $399 right now.
Oh, okay. So it went up.
It went up $100. $399 for the 128 gigabyte model and $499 for the 256.
That's why. Okay.
Oh,
I have the.
okay.
Yeah, 64 gig version was replaced earlier this year.
Okay, that's the one I have.
But still, like,
I use it to play on PC. I don't really play anything on the headset by itself. It's all streamed through Steam.
Yeah.
But that requires me to have a supercomputer to handle VR like that. So again, yes, that does tie into your accessibility issue when it comes to
that requires, like you were saying, it requires you to have a system that can handle it. The thing with the kicker with the PSVR 2 is that you have the system that can handle that already with the PSVR or with the PlayStation 5. The problem is even though they're a lot more accessible now, the price is still way too high. You're paying $1,000 for a niche VR experience with limited games. And I know,
but people, when you release a console, too, you're still betting on people buying your console for the games that you're making for said console.
Yeah.
So it's like, okay, here's the console. Even if the launch games aren't perfect, people are still buying the console. So
of course,
that same ideology needs to be applied to VR to be successful. Is we're giving you this. This is what we currently have. If this works, then we'll continue to make stuff for this. That's how the consoles are. If the console games aren't doing well and people aren't buying it, they're just going to stop. They're not going to continue, or they're going to upgrade it and make it better or something. Because but that's what needs to happen, and it's not happening, unfortunately.
Yeah, it is unfortunate.
But I mean, you have conversion VR games like No Man's Sky. I played that on PC, and it was fantastic. I felt like I was on another fucking planet, which was great. But it's a conversion. It's not a full. It's not a full game from the ground up. Like
not something built exclusively for VR.
Yeah, it's just converted. So
I think
we need more of those.
Once more people kind of like get into it, I believe that eventually down the road we're going to get to that point with VR.
I hope so.
I just don't see it happening anytime in the next few years, unfortunately. But that could all change. It could all change if people start giving more focus to it. PlayStation's whole about a year ago or something, their whole promise for their future games was that you were going to be able to play any game you play in your VR system. So the VR headset and controls would work with every PlayStation 5 exclusive game. Anything that came to PlayStation 5 was going to be able to be played like that. Assassin's Creed, you get to play with the VR. Resident Evil, obviously, VR. God of War, VR. Like, the whole idea was to go around that, and they haven't talked about it yet, and they haven't mentioned it since then. But I figure maybe sometime in the near future, they might come back to it, circle back, and be like, hey, like, don't forget, you can do this with your PS5 games. So, like, imagine. Well, I know for sure Resident Evil 4 is getting its VR mode, and it's going to be a legit, if I recall, a legit VR mode, not like its original Resident Evil 4 VR, which was just the same game, like with a
conversion.
Yeah, exactly.
Like Skyrim VR.
Yeah. So, we'll see. We'll see how that goes. I feel bad because I'm a huge Sony fanboy and I can't fully get behind the notion of the VR2 right now because of how they produced it. Or not how they produced it, but how they're marketing it and how they're putting it out there. And it hurts. It sucks because I want more people to jump into it, but I know no one's going to jump in at $550.
No, they're not. I don't know anybody who fucking has a PC headset. Like, I know like one person.
You got 3 people right here. Just kidding.
You don't have a VR headset on PC.
I know. You just said PC headset.
Shut up, bitch. Anyway, yeah. So that was my insert for the. I do have an Oculus. For
you have an Oculus, don't you, Uni?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
State of play.
So Uni has it. Uni has an Oculus. Yeah, I just don't. I have a cheapo, like, put my phone in the front of this thing and then put this headset on. It's super lame VR.
I'm sorry. I had one too. It's not the same.
It is not the same. I know. It's okay. I think I'll get around to getting a MetaQuest eventually. I have a computer that can handle some of that stuff. So
What else did I see? Don't care about
Wait.
Resident Evil 4.
Uni, what do you have? What are your thoughts? Let's ask you.
Yeah.
What are your thoughts about VR?
I get sick. I like it. I really do, but I get sick, so I can't really play. But I do enjoy it. It's different. It's cool.
Yeah.
But I can't really do much.
What do you think?
Like I had
a good what's a good way of though? Like, what would you consider being a good way to be able to fix that nausea that people get when you do that? Like, if you were able to like kind of like see through, if there was some opacity to that lets you see your surroundings a little more, do you feel like your equilibrium might get fixed with that a little bit?
No, I think it'll make it worse.
Really?
If you give me more, if you put more in the image and like I can see more, I think it'll be worse.
You know, well, do you have full locomotion turned on or do you have it off?
I have no idea.
Full locomotion means if you click up on the thumbstick, you're going to start walking in that direction. If you have it off, you just flick it and you'll skip forward instead of walk. Because locomotion is supposed to emulate actual walking, and that's what causes motion sickness or falling off your chair onto the ground like I've done. But yeah, that one requires getting used to and eating ginger candy while playing it.
What?
So I recommend not using it.
Wait, what? Hold on, what?
Ginger candy helps with motion sickness.
Oh, got it.
Yeah.
Definitely try that.
You're gonna have to be the test dummy for that.
I try. I like ginger.
Just chew raw ginger. Fuck it.
That's disgusting. Jesus. Ugh.
What? What is wrong with you?
Who? Wait, me or him?
Are you gonna eat a tree root? It's nasty.
Is that edible?
That doesn't mean you should eat it.
Yeah.
You eat mushrooms?
Huh?
Yeah, I don't eat a raw mushroom straight from the ground. You cook it.
I mean, you can.
Good.
You do cook it. You should cook it.
Don't have to cook it though.
People eat raw fish.
Yeah.
That's not the same. Salmon's not going to give you bacteria infections raw compared to a raw mushroom.
I mean, it's fish. There's always what is it? Parasites in fish?
Something like that.
You got some nasty fish then.
Fish are always like that. Everything has parasites in it. We have parasites.
Everything has parasites
on us.
You have parasites.
I am a parasite.
You're a parasite.
Congratulations, you won.
There's an movie called Parasite.
There is. It was a great movie.
I haven't seen it.
There's an anime.
There's also an anime
movie. The fuck?
Oh, I got confused.
Either.
Yeah.
Oh my god. I just can't bring up things that are like film or media around you because it just frustrates me that you haven't seen it after so long.
Bring something else up and I'll fucking say yes or no. Let's go. Come on. Shoot it off the top of your baldy head.
The Harder They Fall.
Never heard of it.
Oh my god.
Next one. Let's just go 5. Come on.
5?
Next one. Number 2.
Number two. Let me think of one. I'm trying to pick things that are big that have been more recent. 6 Underground.
It doesn't have to be recent. Never heard of it. It doesn't have to be recent either. What? Go for 3.
Oh man,
we're just naming movies.
Yeah, I'm just naming movies now. I haven't even gone to like TV shows or anything else. Let me see. What's another one? A third one.
It does not have to be recent. Please go as far back as you want.
Oh man, if I go far back, you're definitely not gonna fucking know.
What?
Haunted Hill?
Haunted Hill.
Never heard of it.
Or the Haunted of Hill House?
The movie or the series?
The board game?
Movie.
I remember the movie.
I don't like horror movies, so no. I know what it is, but
there's another thing.
Now I know what's wrong with you.
They're too predictable. I can predict when jump scares are going to happen. It's ridiculous.
Do they still scare you?
The music, of course.
No, it makes me laugh because of how stupid it is. I'm like, I know what's happening here. This is what's going to happen.
What's a good
It's called building tension.
Yes.
It's annoying because it's so formulaic. I know what's going to happen. If you want to be
supposed to like,
have you watched?
You literally have to immerse yourself in movies. So if you're just like, I already know what's going to happen. That's not the point. You have to immerse yourself. You have to allow yourself to just feel the movie.
I can't when it comes to horror because I don't like horror anymore because they're so formulaic.
So basically, you put yourself in a position so you won't be scared. So you're like, it's predictable. So you won't be scared.
Yeah. I don't care about it.
I had the same problem when I used to read manga and watch anime. You know how I solved it? I stopped overthinking about every little detail I saw on the shows. and I just let the show happen, and I experienced it as it happened and stopped thinking.
But here's the difference.
How it is.
You're interested in the manga. I'm not interested in horror at all. It does not interest me.
Even in things I'm not interested in?
I don't care about it.
I just turn my head off.
Story?
It doesn't matter. I'm not interested in horror stories. It's boring. Like some people don't like sci-fi. They're not interested. You're not going to convince them. You're not going to convince me horror is great. I'm just never going to like it.
It's not great, but it's good. It's definitely worth.
Oh my god!
This horror movie I saw was Insidious. It was garbage.
The bee's knees.
I'd rather watch thriller movies.
Exorcism was false.
like Saw. Saw is good. That's not horror.
Saw wasn't horror.
That's thriller.
Yeah.
But you were not listening while I was talking, so
probably not.
I said I don't like horror, but I like thriller movies like Saw.
So then watch The House on The Haunting of Hill House on Netflix.
No, that's okay.
13 Ghosts.
It's thriller. It's not horror.
No, bring up other movies that are not in this category that are more important. I haven't even seen Scarface.
The Longest Yard.
I've seen The Longest Yard.
Really? Have you?
Yeah.
Oh, see, you haven't watched The Longest Yard.
The remake.
The Burt Reynolds one.
That's literally the title of the movie.
The Burt Reynolds one. I'm not talking about the Adam Sandler one.
Well, didn't you say that? No, I haven't seen that one.
I'm talking about the original one. You haven't seen it either, have you, Uni?
Which one? The Brent Reynolds?
Yeah, the original Longest Yard.
I don't remember it, but I know I've seen it. I just don't know who Brent Reynolds is. I'm not.
Oh, come on. How do you not know who Burt Reynolds is?
Face.
He's got the mustache of a man. Burt Reynolds is a man. There may be there may be a plenty of. How do you say this? There's lots of handsome dudes, actors these days, but Burt Reynolds is a fucking man.
A porn stash.
I can't. How do I do this?
What?
I'm trying to figure out how I can send her a picture of Burt Reynolds.
Just link it in Discord.
Oh yeah, that's right.
Duh.
You're so aggressive.
I know.
Because I have to be. He doesn't listen otherwise.
I don't know.
I have to be the aggressive right hand.
Oh no, I haven't seen it.
You haven't seen it? Burt Reynolds is a fucking man, dude.
1974?
Yeah. Let's all not forget that movie was massively racist.
I can't forget it if I don't know about it. So
it's for the listeners later.
Just facts.
Throwing out random facts for the movie. It was a cool movie.
Of course I've seen that one.
Okay.
I've even been to the Bubba Gump's restaurants. They're awesome.
Overpriced
seafood.
I mean, he's not wrong. Bubba Gump shrimp is like okay.
They're like
go
give
better
you
places.
Small portions, and they're not that great. It's cool for like the experience the first time.
What else? You have to have seen American History X.
Yes, I saw that in school.
Everyone's seen that.
I haven't seen Scarface. I haven't seen The Godfather. Any of them?
Oof. That's just digging up a can of worms right there.
Those are about the iconic movies.
They're literally.
I've seen Citizen Kane. Have you seen Citizen Kane?
Yes, I've seen Citizen Kane.
Okay, good. That's one of the best movies ever made.
But you've literally never watched the best movie ever made, The Godfather.
That's not the best movie ever made.
Oh my god!
Some people will fight you to the death on that, and I guarantee you, whatever your what you need to go watch The Godfather, dude. The Godfather's a really good fucking movie.
I will.
You have to let him in.
5 years later,
you have to embrace it.
You seen Goodfellas?
Oh yeah, I saw it recently. It's fucking awesome.
Oh my god, recently,
bitch.
At least you've seen it. At least you've seen it.
Best movie according to Variety is Psycho. So you're wrong.
Oh, okay.
Have you seen Psycho?
I guess I can see Psycho.
I've seen parts of it in film school.
Psycho's a classic. I could accept that.
American
Not
Psycho?
American Psycho. Psycho. The Norman Bates
the original
Psycho. Yeah. That one was good. That one actually,
yeah.
But I personally think The Godfather would be better. I think I like it better than Psycho. Psycho's a good movie though. You haven't seen Psycho?
Okay. Oh, sorry. Go. Have you seen Singing in the Rain?
I feel like I have. That sounds familiar.
1952.
Let me see what it looks like.
Like I'm naming like the top 11 movies that are like of all time on Variety. I can't find any other credible website that's like
Singing in the Rain.
These are like the best voted. Well, there's no
Which one's the one? The
I don't
Cube?
think so.
Wait, is it the Cube?
The Cube?
The Cube, really?
I don't remember.
The one with those dudes that are inside of the cube and they're trying to figure their way out.
Yeah.
I know which one you're talking about. I've seen that.
Saving Private Ryan. Have you seen that?
Of course, we've seen Saving Private Ryan.
Okay, good. Okay, what about 2001: A Space Odyssey?
Yeah, that was like every punk kid's like dream movie besides Kids in like 2004.
Uni?
What?
Have you seen 2001: A Space Odyssey?
No.
Really? Guys, we got to have a movie night. We need to do like a monthly movie night or something.
What
Seven
is it about?
Samurai.
Yes. The original one, like the actual old Akira Kurosawa.
1954.
Yeah.
And then the anime
I don't even think that was
Samurai
an Akira
7.
Kurosawa one.
Yeah. That was Kurosawa.
It was a Kurosawa movie, right? Damn. Okay.
Yeah. Which is interesting because Star Wars always pays homage to Kurosawa, because in Clone Wars they had an episode exactly like the story, and then they did it again in The Mandalorian. It was like the second episode or whatever of season 1 where they get people that was yep.
You okay there?
Yeah. Fight the oppression. Pulp Fiction, I know everyone's seen that.
I was gonna say, if you say you haven't seen Pulp Fiction, I might have to throw something at you.
No, I've seen
throw something anyway.
I've seen Pulp Fiction. I've seen Kill Bill 1 and 2, volume 1 and 2 for Tarantino's movies. I haven't seen Inglourious Bastards.
How have you not seen Inglourious Bastards?
Because I don't give a shit about Tarantino as much as everyone else does. I've seen,
but Inglourious Bastards. It's less about Tarantino as a director and more about the setting and the story of the movie in Inglourious Bastards. Like, I could care less if it had been directed by anyone else. It's just it's a fucking cool fucking concept, and it's a great movie. Christoph Waltz, fucking Brad Pitt. What's that French girl's name? I can't remember. Oh my god, she's in a whole bunch of stuff. What is her name? What is her freaking name? There it is. Oh. What is her name? Why aren't you guys giving me names?
I don't know.
Melanie Laurent.
So
Melanie Laurent.
Okay.
No?
No. But okay, wait. I didn't finish. So I've seen those. I still need to see Reservoir Dogs. I want to see that. I have seen Hateful Eight. I liked it. I saw
Hateful Eight wasn't even as good as Inglourious Bastards.
Once Upon a Time in Hollywood. That was a terrible movie. I didn't like it at all.
I'm
it
shocked.
Didn't make any fucking sense. I watched the whole movie.
So
I'm like,
offended.
what the fuck just happened? Like, there's no point to the story. I'm like, everyone's like, oh, it's Charles Manson. I'm like, okay, but he was the smallest part of the movie. It's not that important.
I mean,
I know who he is, but it's not that important.
Kind of super important. The end of the movie revolves all around the Manson family.
The end of the movie, not the entirety of the movie.
Middle, from the middle to the end, the literal middle to the end, when they go to the farm and then they go and do all their other shit. The Manson family is a huge part of the story from there onwards.
I stopped caring.
I don't know, man. Once Upon a Time in Hollywood wasn't amazing, but it's not as bad as you're making it. I think it was really good.
Meh.
Reservoir Dogs. Reservoir Dogs is a classic.
I will watch it. Yeah, I know. That's on my to-watch list.
Ugh. I've never felt such shame.
Why?
What's that one movie? Oh god, I can't even fucking describe it to you guys.
Yes, you can. Try it, Uni.
Great movie.
Okay, I'm just gonna tell you one scene. Basically, this girl, she's on a date. Rose is on a date, and the dude like has balls on his chin. It's
Men in Black 2.
Something. No.
Balchinian. Everyone remembers the Balchinian.
Yes. Punch him right there.
No, it's called Studio 45. It's Studio something. But basically, it's like a bunch of clips, a bunch of funny clips that they made.
Studio 54?
I think so. Yeah. Oh, okay.
And he has balls on his chin?
Yeah,
I don't think I've
so.
seen this movie. I think I saw like trailers for it when I was a kid, but I don't think I watched it. Let me look at the poster here.
No,
Yeah.
I don't think it's studio. Is it?
I don't know if that's the
No,
movie
it's
you're talking
not.
about.
It's not. It's like a comedy prodigy.
Comedy prodigy.
That makes no sense.
Parody?
Yeah, that makes no sense. There you go.
Oh.
Not that wise.
Hmm.
I don't know what it's called, but I'll send it to you later. So I'm gonna drive myself crazy trying to figure it out.
It's not Studio 666. That's with Dave Grohl.
No.
Damn. I don't know.
Yeah. But anyway, how do we get on this tangent? See, I don't remember.
That's the best part. We don't need to remember. The point is you've got a lot of fucking movies to watch.
Yeah, I know, but I also have a lot of TV shows and anime to watch. So unless you want to create another pandemic, it ain't going to happen anytime soon.
I will cause a pandemic just so you get this done.
Well, no. You have to go to China for that.
I'll find that new virus that's floating around Africa and make it happen, all right?
Please don't. Please don't do that.
I'll be patient zero just so you can watch these things.
Not,
Oh, name it after Seger.
Damn right I will.
For him.
No, that is not how you might
It's going to be called the sniffle virus.
Oh, that's... Like I was worried. It was my last name.
Seger fever. That does sound better.
Please
right.
Don't.
It sounds like a really bad disco movie.
Yeah.
It sounds like a really bad disco movie.
It does.
Oh my God. I think it was Studio 54.
Was it?
Uh-huh.
No can recallo. I don't think I saw that movie though, to be fair. Pretty sure.
Me either.
Oh, I just started watching Reacher actually.
Reacher?
Yeah, on Amazon Prime. It's a it's I don't know if it's a I guess it's a reboot of these old movies about this ex army or ex military police investigator named Jack Reacher. And he goes to a town to visit something because of a blues singer and gets involved in a murder and gets what do you call it? Not involved, but he like gets accused of a murder. And so he ends up becoming majorly involved in the investigation because he's a badass. It's kind of like a buff Sherlock Holmes, like army Sherlock Holmes. It's pretty cool.
Like, fuck, I don't even know.
Do you ever watch Blue Mountain State?
No. Yes. Yes, I
remember the tall, big blonde guy? Thad?
Yeah.
That's the guy that plays Reacher. Yeah. That dude is built like a fucking fire truck. I tell you what, dude.
Tell you what.
Okay. I'll tell you what. What?
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 Is it? Yeah, it is that guy. Yeah. Yeah. That dude's buff as a motherfucker. Jesus Christ. That guy is fucking 6'5", 250 pounds of muscle. That I would never want to get in a fight with this motherfucker. Ever. I don't care how well trained I am. That dude is huge. I see Uni smiling in the corner there. Oh my God. Anyways.
What? What's the runtime at?
Runtime's up your ass.
Bitch, I'm curious what we're at.
We're getting there.
Okay.
Oh no.
I don't think I noticed anything else with the I didn't want to get spoiled. Well, yeah, I didn't want to get spoiled with the Baldur's Gate 3 stuff. From the state of play.
There were no spoilers.
Voice actor J.K. Simmons. So yeah, there's that.
That's barely a spoiler. Knowing who's going to be,
I don't even know what you're talking about.
Knowing who's going to be performing in a game or movie or show is not so much a spoiler, dude.
Shh. Yes, it is. Anyway,
we're going to have a long discussion on one episode about what spoilers really are, and I'm going to convince you that what you're looking at is not spoilers.
And Destiny. Don't give a shit about Destiny, so I didn't watch that either.
It's just more Lightfall stuff. It's a really good game, really successful, actually.
Terrible game.
Maybe.
It's a Warframe copy. Anyway,
Oh, I don't know about that.
Getting to another topic,
Warframe and Destiny are completely different games.
Yeah,
Absolutely,
I know. That's why they
completely
copied
different games.
Warframe. But still, we're going to make a hot take later on about this, as well as what's the other thing that's important? Remakes versus remasters. Because Simon and I got into a heated argument.
We already had that.
Saying no, we didn't.
Yeah, we
Remakes
did. That was like one of our first episodes.
Bitch, nobody saw it, and I wasn't there. So
a lot of people saw it.
That.
What are you talking about?
Bitch, I wasn't there. So yeah,
wants to be included. But
he can be included.
He got pissed off. Simon got pissed off because I said, because he's like, Metroid Prime it's more of a remake than a remaster. I'm like, no, it's clearly a remaster. It's literally the same game with updated everything. So it's a remaster.
It's actually kind of more than it's kind of more.
A remake is Final Fantasy VII R. That is a remake from the ground up.
That is a ground up remake, but the lighting engine and a lot of the engines used in Metroid Prime originally were redone from the ground up.
No, I know that, but
so remake is a fair term, and honestly, that game feels a lot more like a remake than a remaster. A remaster, in a remaster, I wouldn't have joystick aiming. I can aim with my right joystick, like dual stick aiming.
Wait, what was the hot?
There was no dual stick aimings in the original Metroid Prime. That is a brand new function and gameplay mechanic which was added. So honest to God, dude, I'm siding with Simon here. Remake sounds a lot better.
What was the hot take I just said before this that I need to write down? Come on.
Remakes versus remasters.
The one before that, the other one.
What did you? No, that was what you led with.
No, we're talking about it, and then I brought it up. You were shitting on me, and then I cut you off with the remake versus remaster. What is it?
What was I shitting on you for? Destiny versus Warframe?
Yeah, there we go. Thank you. All right, Destiny.
I'll help you right now.
Versus Warframe. Anyway,
I'll help you right now, buddy.
No. We're going to the one right now where it's remaster versus remake. I don't give a shit. It's a fucking skeleton. You wouldn't have, if you wanted to remake Metroid Prime, then design everything completely different. That it resembles nothing of the original, because that is exactly how all the remakes have gone. The only thing original
kind of doesn't resemble
some of the story.
It kind of doesn't with its updated graphic system.
It still looks the same, but it just looks prettier. So that's
there's literal mechanical changes to the game that they had to create for the Switch. That counts.
Still a remaster.
That's a gameplay mechanic remake. Rebuilding something from the ground up.
And tell them what a remake is, because they clearly labeled it as a remaster. And it looks like a fucking remaster.
They label their stuff remaster all the time, and we all well and know that half of them are remakes.
It's a remaster. So too bad.
Simon. If you actually listen to this episode, I'm gonna 100% agree with you, dude. That Metroid Prime absolute remake. If anyone wants to argue this in the comments, go right ahead. I'm more than willing to have that conversation.
Okay, The Last of Us games was a remastered. Star Wars: Knights of the Old Republic, that was going to be a remake. There is a difference.
And guess what? Aspire Interactive only worked on ports, and so Lucasfilm and Disney said, "Fuck that, dude! You cannot work on this."
And it's never going to be made now.
Well, it's been given to Saber. Saber's done work with remakes before. Saber can prove.
Over a year.
Yeah, you don't hear things for a long time most of the time.
Well,
you know how long people have waited for GTA 6? Years. They've been working on it for years without saying one word until somebody wanted to be an asshole and leaked it.
Yeah.
I wholly stand behind the company on that.
We had this discussion in a previous podcast.
I understand that people get up in arms about, well, what if they're working on it? Why don't they tell us? They'll tell you when they're ready. Let them work on the game. You're literally destroying the hard work somebody's been putting in to get something put out and marketed a certain way by putting out these leaks and being like, hey, it exists. Look at how close it is to done. You don't get the same joy now when you go and watch the trailer when it comes out and they actually do a full, real public press announcement of that hype. Like those hype moments that we used to get back at the old E3s from when we were really young. We don't get those anymore because rumors and leaks happen all the time. Leaks happen so often that leaks become real news, especially in the games industry. And it ruins a lot of the surprise and a lot of the mystery around the things that are being worked on. at the end of the day, leaks only hurt the gamers and the developers. They don't do anything other than appease the side of the audience that is too, what do you call it? Is too antsy to just sit there and wait patiently. Damn, nothing. Yeah, y'all got nothing on that.
Oh my god,
Jesus.
I thought you froze on me.
No,
I'm
I
so
was just
sorry.
waiting. I was just waiting to see what you guys wanted to say, but no one had anything.
Because we already talked about this in a previous podcast, so I don't need to add anything. So I was zoning out.
Let's see here.
I was looking up the definitions between a remaster and a remake.
Go ahead.
Yeah. So if I go on this one random website,
Okay.
a video game remaster, the most basic way to explain what a remaster is that the remaster version is a revamped version of the older game.
Yeah.
While adding new content to a video game remaster is not mandatory, the touch-up version can sometimes receive additional in-game content. In addition, video game remasters typically mean classic video games with repainted visuals and in-game mechanics. Also, the in-game mechanics are optimized for the current generation of platforms the classic remaster is launching for. To give you examples, The Last of Us Remastered, Uncharted Legacy of Thieves Collection are great examples of older video games getting polished, better graphics for newer consoles, which is exactly what happened with the Switch. Even though, not even though.
I'm going to go right back to it, but go ahead.
The remaster with Metroid Prime also is a level-for-level recreation update of the original. It's not made from scratch. The skeleton is still there. A video game remake is a modern version of a classic video game rebuilt from scratch, which is what they did with fucking Final Fantasy 7 R. And technically, they kind of did that with parts of Kingdom Hearts 1 because they lost the source code. So they had to remake the fucking parts of the game. The code is literally there for Metroid Prime. Without it, you don't have the game. So it is a remaster, not a remake. With Final Fantasy 7 remake, redone or whatever, what the fuck, are brand new code. It is not the same code. It looks nothing like the original. It is a remake, not a remaster. Final Fantasy 10 HD remaster is a remaster with updated visuals and music.
That's a remaster,
like Metroid Prime Remastered is a remaster.
There's too many different game mechanics that were actually changed and built from the ground up for it to be considered a remaster.
Skeleton is still there. So the original code is still there.
Even if the original code is still there, you could look at The Last of Us Part 1 remake. That is a remake. And you know what they did to that game for the most part? All they did was update the graphics engines, and they updated it with a brand new engine, a new lighting engine, new assets.
It's not
new
called
assets.
a remake.
And it's a remake.
It's a remaster.
Last of Us Part 1 is a remake.
It literally says The Last of Us Remastered.
That's The Last of Us Remastered. That's not Last of Us Part 1. Go ahead and Google it. Look it up. I'm telling you right now. There's 3 versions. There's the original Last of Us. There's the Last of Us Remastered, and the hotly debated, why did the fuck did they make it? Last of Us Part 1. The Last of Us Part 1 is a remake for the assets and everything else that got put into that game, recreating it. They recreated levels as well and adjusted them to be a little bit different. Not all the way different, just a little bit. They updated AI.
Different.
It was slightly different.
This one says it is a ground-up remake. Yes. Ground-up remake. Okay. Metroid Prime is not a ground-up remake. So shut up. It's not a ground-up remake.
So while they did build and redo all of the assets at the same time, that game is still the same exact fucking game. The skeleton, like you said, is still there.
Not because they built it up from the ground. Metroid Prime, they didn't. They updated. Okay. They didn't build everything from the ground up like The Last of Us. So there's the difference. From the ground up equals remake. Not from the ground up, adding on top of what is already there is a remaster. Plain and simple. It's like a human. You want to remaster a human, you add fucking makeup and alteration. You want to remake a human, you have to kill him and create a new one. That is how you do it.
I don't know if that's actually true, but on that last one, that was a little bit of a stretch, but
I'm being as blunt as possible to make it easy for you to understand.
That does not make it blunt. That just makes it more confusing.
It's not really
Uni,
confusing.
was that easier to read than it was before?
I thought he was gonna say make a baby, but
no.
Okay.
Because then it would no. You would have to clone. That is a remake. A clone is a remake.
A clone is not a remake.
Different conscience. Yes,
I don't
it is.
think
You're
so.
making a copy of you are making it again. is to do it again. Remake.
I think you're
You're
building
making
way
it
too into the
again.
English language here and not reading between the lines enough.
It doesn't matter. I'm being as logical as possible. This is the logical approach to how these words
The
should
logical
be used.
approach would show that Metroid Prime is more a remake than a remaster.
Master. It doesn't matter. It's a remaster.
I don't know.
And I've
man.
already pointed out why it's a remaster.
All
Fuck
right,
you, Simon.
We'll go back to this. No, Simon's right. I'm on his side for this one.
No, he's not.
You're
No, he's
crazy.
not.
I'll
I'll
admit
take him
when
to court.
something's a remake and a remaster and definitely go down to it, but Metroid Prime, hands down, everything they put into this game, it's way closer to
It's
a
a
remake than a
remaster.
remaster.
It's a great remaster.
If it's sitting on that, you don't even have a Switch. You don't fucking know. You
I don't
haven't
need a
touched
fucking
it.
Switch. I can look at the internet.
It's not the
I
same.
can watch gameplays. It is the same.
It's not the same.
Yes, it
You
is.
would
I can
know
watch
if you
the other
played
people
it.
play
If you felt it in your hands, you would feel the difference.
I hated the original. I couldn't figure it out. I was too stupid.
Wow. Oh my
I
lord.
couldn't get past the lava. I couldn't get to the lava fucking suit or whatever. So I got pissed and quit.
That was literally the beginning of the game.
Exactly. I had a short attention span as a kid.
Oh,
so I didn't give a
Lord.
shit. Yep.
Well, folks, we're going to cut it off there after this hotly debated topic. We'll be back next week with some more interesting conversations here. But for now, thank you so much for tuning in. Thanks for listening. And as always, check our link tree. It's in the description. You'll be able to find all of our social medias and our media pages. You'll be able to get our YouTube at youtube.com/forthegeekspodcast and our Twitch where we do all the streamings. Well, I do all the streamings, I guess.
Yeah.
At twitch.tv/forthegeeksgames. If you want to follow us on our socials, it's all at For the Geeks with 2 S's at the end. On oh my god, what the fuck was that? On Twitter and on Instagram. And if you want to find us on Patreon, you sure can. We're up there. We're only $1, and I don't know. I haven't gone back to check, but we should have updated that with a bunch of extra stuff, and I don't know if it's there yet. But I'm gonna go look. Anyways, go ahead and check it out. Thanks for tuning in. Enjoy the rest of your week, and please give us a like, follow, subscribe, and comment. And please remind Sniffles that he's wrong. Thank you so much.
Not,
Metroid
so
Prime
fuck
is
you.
definitely more a remake than a remaster. You guys are great.
What is it?
Love you guys. Have a good week.
Bye.